Question 8. Find A correct to 2 decimal places. It then wants me to find or the angle A corrected to the nearest degree. So look, for our side A, we're going to say A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. What we first say is that if this is A, then the angle that's opposite it must be cos A. So that's going to be cos 70. This is going to be A squared. B and C can be 12 and 15. Doesn't matter which one's which. 12 squared plus 15 squared minus 12 times 15 times 12. Or 12 times 15. Doesn't matter, same thing. Then we're going to put all that into the calculator. 12 squared plus 15 squared minus 2 times 15. Now what mode does my calculator have to be in? It has to be in degrees, okay? Otherwise you won't be getting the right answer. Cos 70, this is all one go. And what we can see there is 245.87. So A squared equals 245.87. Don't exit the calculator mode, just say square root of answer. You get a more accurate answer that way. Don't retype it. And then you get the answer is 15.68. And it goes 2 decimal places, that's perfect. 15.68. Now, I'm also going to remind you guys of how to get angles, okay, using the cosine rule. Because you might not have done this in a while, okay? So if I call this is 15.68, and let's say, in this question there is no angle to get. We're only meant to find the side, but let's say I'm going to find this angle here, A. Now that I'm going to find the angle A, okay, what way do I use the cosine rule now? What's small a this time around? Small a is going to be actually 15. Why is A now 15?
It's opposite the angle.
Because it's opposite the angle A. B is going to be either one. Let's call it 15.68 squared plus 12 squared minus 2 times 15.68 times 12, and that's going to be cos A. Now guys, what did I say about this the other day? This part here is completely separate, and you only break that apart at the very end. So we get here is, what's 15 squared? I think it's 225. Just verify that for me. Can somebody do this all in one go? 15.68 squared plus 12 squared, one go.
389.86.
389.86. Bring it over to your side. 225 minus 389.86.
Minus 164.86.
Okay, 164.86. This all equals. Now, see what I'm underlining in blue? Can you do this, please, in blue? Minus 2 times 15.86 times 12. Minus 380.64 cos A. Now guys, cos A has to be a acute angle. This means that we're going to have to be getting cos inverse of a positive number.
Minus 376.
For that? Yeah. Okay, just give me a look at it again.
If you call it out as 86, it's going to be down as 86.
Sorry. 15.68, my fault, times 12. Sorry, 376.32. That's perfect. 376.32. Now, what we're going to do here, guys, is we're going to divide 164.86 by this number here, 376.32. So 164.86 divided by our answer. And what we get there will be 0.44 or 0.438. 0.438 equals cos A. Now how do I get the angle A on its own? Anybody? Cos inverse. A equals, what's cos inverse 0.438?
64.02.
Sorry? 64.02 degrees, okay? So that's pretty much the other way. They're the two types of cosine rule you need to be able to do in this exercise. Okay? Moving on. Going to go to some harder questions now. That's the standard question. That's ordinary level. Okay? Now we're moving on to higher level. Now, in higher level, once again, this could be also classed as a more difficult ordinary level question. In the 13, the diagram PQ is perpendicular to SQ. Perfect. SR is 60 degrees or 60 meters. Angle PQR 65. Find SPR. SPR is this one here. Call it X. What rule do you think I should use? Oh, you're right. I don't even need to use the sine rule. You're right. I could just add it together and take it away from 180. But we know that this angle here is what? 115, because it's in a straight angle. So it's going to be 180 minus 42 minus 115, and Rory says that's 23. I think so. Now guys, 23 degrees. Find PR. PR is here. I consider PR the most important length in this system. Why is PR the most important length in this system? Can anybody tell me? It links both triangles together. It links information from one triangle into the other triangle. It's very important to make note of these sides. The sides that links the triangle to the left to the triangle to the right. We're going to do the sine rule, I suppose. And sine rule is going to be, we know that x is 23 now, so it's going to be sine 20. We're looking for a length, aren't we? Yeah. And if we're looking for a length, we put the length on top. So 60 divided by sine 23, and on the other side we should have x divided by, sorry, we already used x, so let's call it h. Okay, h over sine 42. Cross multiply the sine 42. It has to go up together. You can't just bring the 42 up. Okay, and what do we get here? Put that into your calculator. Anybody? Anybody got it? 102.75. Sorry? 102 points? Frank? Or Matthew? 102.75. Okay guys, now we know that this is 102.75. Look at the left triangle now. 102.75 from here to here. We need to find out what this is here. Let's call it y. What function links opposite and hypotenuse in a right angle triangle? Sine 65 equals y over 102.75. Cross multiply y equals 102.75 multiplied by sine 65. What is that in the calculator? 102.75 multiplied by sine 65. 93 points? So it wants me to round off to 93 anyway, doesn't it? Okay guys, that's how you do that question there. That could actually be asked at ordinary level. Okay, I've seen them asked. Okay, we're not yet really in that higher level region just yet. This is probably a bit more like it, number 23. Okay, now in number 23, the diagram shows ABC. AB is x, AB is x, AC is x plus 3, BC is 2x plus 1. X is bigger than 1, BAC equals 60. Use the cosine rule to show that x must satisfy the equation here. Cosine rule, how many angles is there in the cosine rule? How many angles do you need to make it work? And we have one angle. And what's opposite that angle? 2x plus 1. All you have to do is this, guys. 2x plus 1 squared equals, let's call that one B, this one C. So we're going to get x squared plus x plus 3 squared minus 2 times x plus 3 cos 60. Now can anybody tell me what cos 60 is? It's going to turn out nice. It's a half, isn't it? Now, what's 2 times a half? 1. So basically cancel the 2 and a half. Now, 2x plus 1 squared means 2x plus 1. I hope everybody remembers this at this stage. 2x plus 1. Squared out. 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals x squared plus x squared plus 6x plus 9 minus x squared minus 3x. Okay. Okay. Now that that's sorted out, we gotta start cancelling stuff. X squared cancels with x squared. 4x squared plus 4x plus 1 equals x squared minus plus 3x, sorry. And that is minus 9, or plus 9, sorry. Bring it over to the other side. Plus 9 becomes minus 9 plus 3x minus 3x, x squared minus x squared. What we get next is 3x squared plus x minus 8 equals 0. Is that what we're asked to do? Yeah. Solve this equation. Find the value of x correct to 1 decimal place. Why is there only 1 value for x and not 2 values? Okay, guys, 1 decimal place, what does that mean? Reference number? Minus b. Minus b plus or minus the square root of b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. This is where you make up your time, lads. You remember the interpretation of the question. You don't even try a reference number because you know before you even start, you know it's not going to work. That saves you a minute or 2, and it all adds up at the end. So now you're going to get minus 1 plus or minus the square root of, somebody on their calculator here, 1 squared minus 4 times 3 minus 8, all in one go. Just this area here, the square root sign, keep it in third form for me.
Minus 1 plus square root 97 over 6.
Oh, perfect. Okay, now guys, what's the deal with x? It's not allowed b, negative. So it means the only answer you're allowed to use is this one here. And what is that answer when you put it into the calculator exactly as it looks? Yeah, to 2 decimal places, right? 1 decimal place. What is it?
It's 1.5.
Sorry?
1.5.
1.5?
Yeah. If you want.
1.5. Yeah. Okay guys, 1.5. There's not 2 answers because x can't be negative because length can't be negative. And then there's 1 answer there, okay? That's because of, it's basically because it's a quadratic equation which has 2 answers. One of them has to be positive. You can only use the positive answer. Okay, moving on. This one here. So guys, 3 ways to interpret it. Sorry, there's another way of interpreting this, right? The first way that some people might have interpreted is like this. Well, you have a right angle triangle here, and that's going to be, let's call this point here D, and this triangle will be ADB. You'd find ADB, then you'd find ACD, and then you'd find BCD and add them together. But that's not actually what you're looking for. This is a solid block. And in reality, what you're actually looking for is this here. If I was to shade it in, you're looking for this as a flat triangle. You're looking for the surface area, or the area of this triangle. So if we were to draw this, okay, you're basically looking for the triangle ACB, like so. Now, to find the area of this triangle, there's 2 ways to go about doing it. The first way would be, you can find all 3 sides. We could find out that way. We could try and find an angle in between and use a half AB sine, C. Or the third way we could do it is a half base by height, if we manage to find out what is the perpendicular distance from here to here and find the base. So these are all our options at our disposal. Right now I haven't even decided which one I'm using. I'm going to go back and look at the information at hand. First thing I'm going to start off with is the smaller triangle. I'm going to start with the triangle ADB. I'm going to try and find out some information. Okay, A to D to B. Now, I know it's 4 down and how much across? 8 across. Can somebody use Pythagoras' theorem? Tell me what 8 squared plus 4 squared is, and square root the answer for me. 2 square root of 6. That puts that piece of information on the board. What about this triangle here? It's actually the same size, isn't it? This triangle here is the same size as this one here. Or is it? It is. It's half of 16. So just wait a second, guys. Just calm down. Half of 16 is 8. Half of 4. Half of 8 is 4. And once again, that is the triangle C, B, D.
That really makes sense though. It's based on rectangular block. But
What it is though.
those faces are the same.
Sir, it's 7 root 4 root 5. Right. It's not 2 root 6, it's 4 root 5.
Okay, guys. This one here is 4 root 5. Excuse me. So that means that this one here is also 4 root 5. And this one here is 4 root 5. So what we've gotten there is we've got 2 pieces of information. Now I'm going to go for the top triangle. Okay? The top triangle is going to be top triangle is ADC, and it's also a right angle triangle. Okay? So ADC, like so. And what's AD, guys? Length A to D? 8. C to D? Or is also 8. Now be careful, this is going to be square root of 8 squared plus 8 squared. Okay, just double check it this time. 8 root 2. There you go here. We now have a choice. Here's our choices. Okay? We have 2 choices to get the same answer. Choice A is you use this formula here. S equals A plus B plus C over 2. And then, actually we have several choices. A plus B plus C over 2. Then you use the formula area equals S into, what's it, S minus A, S minus B, S minus C. That is in the log tables. Where A, B and C represents all sides. Option B, half that and use a half base by height. Now, if we half it, we then have to do Pythagoras' theorem to find out what the height is. Option C, use the cosine rule, find out what angle A is, and use a half this one by this one, sine A. I personally think 2 calculator jobs in the S formula would be perfect. So I'm going to just do the S formula. So guys, can somebody do this in the calculator for me? 4 root 5 plus 4 root 5 plus 8 root 2. I think it's all over 2.
It's 14.6.
Yeah, no decimals, sorry, just in square root sign.
That's good. 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2.
4 root 5 plus 4 root 2, that's perfect. That's perfect. Alright guys, in the calculator now, all in one go, this is all you gotta do. 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Now it is long, but it's pure calculator, so it's actually quite easy. 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2. Sorry, 4 root 2. And that's going to be, that's S, that's A, that's B, that's C. So minus 4 root 5. The same thing again. 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2 minus 4 root 5. Same thing again. And then finally 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2 minus 8 root 2. Close bracket. Can anybody do that in the calculator? Now, ideal thing to do is make it shorter for yourself. Cancel them off. So in effect what you're actually typing up is this. You're typing up 4 root 5, 4 root 2, oh sorry, 4 root 5 plus 4 root 2, and then you're doing 4 root 2, you're doing another 4 root 2, and then finally at the very end you're doing 4 root 5 minus 4 root 2. And that's it, shortened down. Can anybody do that in the calculator?
So can you just scroll up for a second? What's half the base in this question?
4 root 2. Okay guys, anybody got it yet?
Syntax error.
Okay.
Yes,
Sorry?
yeah.
It shouldn't be a syntax error.
Probably just put it in wrong.
Ah, see the 16 root 6? That's what you said it was, wasn't it? So 16 root 6 is perfect. So guys, several different ways to end that question, and I made you familiar with them all, okay? 16 root 6, well done guys.
Would be easy to do the one that in 9.6 that we use.
Whatever you want. That way I was just inputting into the calculator, that's what I thought was very easy.
How would you find A then?
What?
How would you find A for that?
Cosine. This one here. A snooker player cues the white ball onto a cushion and rebounds and then hits the red, and then the white ball goes all the way back to where it began. Now what I want to do is to find out what is the length of all three sides. So go and call this A, this side B, this side C, and then this one's going to be big A because of the angle. Write down the cosine rule. A squared equals B squared plus C squared minus 2BC cos A. A is going to be still A. B is going to be 85. C is going to be 30. Minus 2 times 85 times 30 cos 88. Can somebody be quick on the calculator with that for me please? It should be all this in one go.
7947.03.
Sorry, 7?
947.03.
That?
Yeah.
Okay, square root it.
89.146.
89.146. Correct the nearest centimetre. We won't just do that just yet. That's 89.146. Add all three sides together. 85 plus 30 plus 89.146. And what do we get? 204 centimetres. What do you think of that question? That's a lot easier than the last one. Alright.
Would that be